Phil's YouTube. So funny.
Is that the correct one? You haven't got your YouTube secretly there.
No. It's yours. It's yours.
I linked my YouTube and my Facebook, but I'm not sure if these go automatically. I've not seen this one before.
Yeah, this one is so it goes live like we are live now, and it goes live on like if I look on my right here I can see it. Oh yeah. So let me so it's live right now. And I guess at the end of it, I'll add your YouTube link at the top. So like, I know there are a lot of people watching this really excited to subscribe to Phil's YouTube. If you're on my Instagram,
I've got a new video on it. The Exterminator exterminates dark energies, and that's now views of 666, similar to your subscribers. But I had a machine go down. I played it this morning. The machine's back on. Saved me $2,000, so I'm quite happy now.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what polarity energies can do to technology. You know, never mind here energy. It's been pretty amazing for me though. I've been going through like upgrades like crazy since Shasta. It's been like one after the other, 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 and it's just like woo, flying high.
I was saying I've connected to the Emerald Order. Now I've got access to the Emerald Flame, and I'm still testing that, and I can give people downloads from it and all sorts of wonderful things. So, yeah.
Well, there's never any like fluke that we ever connect. There's always something that we're meant to do, and you got half an hour, which means that we should probably go and connect to see why we're all of a sudden aligning today and what's meant to come through.
Yeah.
Why not? All right, I'm going to go into if you want to call in. Let's just call in all of our highest teams. Do you want to call in anybody?
Okay. I actually call Kalimar a lot now. I'm connecting to her a lot more now. Connecting to all my team, Evra, the Crystal Source Being, the Ascended Master version, the Lemurian version, and me Warrior team and Mealing team. So yeah, it's getting warm already. So there you go.
Immediately, what I'm seeing is all these souls coming up from the old structures who are crossing over. I remember many weeks ago there was a lot of soldiers. What they are wanting us to do first, just to help these souls, is to do the Emerald Order activations on the souls. They're in trans. They're like there's like millions of souls going into the sun right now, ready to be taken into like the light and the heavenly source constructs. And so let's just activate them, clear, release, and heal. And then if you want to use the Emerald Flame and Emerald Order Light on that, that is the first.
Yeah, burn the fear and the anger and anything they've got that they're carrying. Yeah, the densities. And old programs, stop them trying to recycle, because that's what they're trying to do, don't they? Try and recycle.
Yeah, let's go ahead and delete any like false dimensional traps, any kind of thing that could lead these souls into some other like portal in the celestial consciousness. We'll just go ahead and evolve all of the align everything so the path to the light is just clear. Nobody's getting off. The Council of the Blu-rays is coming in. Galactic Council is connecting up within our teams here. So they'll have Syrians, Palladians, Arcturians in this council, and Andromedans. And So what they're showing me, the Blu-ray councils are telling me that to start thinking in terms of consciousness values, and basically chakra activations of everybody on the planet from the galactic councils. The Emerald Order designates and to activate their higher consciousness values, like their higher chakras, which is going to start dissolving the lower consciousness and fear-based constructs during this great awakening that's happening, and the soul migration period. So there's literally a soul migration period going on. So let's go ahead and open up all timelines of the soul migration period until it is complete, and even the beginning of it all, and make sure that we're activating all, and those who are on Earth or as parallels infinities will go ahead and become aware of the lower consciousness values in them and activate the higher consciousness values in the different chakras, which will then go to their lower consciousness values and start releasing the old consciousness constructs, the fear, division, control, manipulation, decision, division, and deception. And so let's just clear all of those, heal, release, clear infinities, bring in the golden light, golden right angels. Let's see what else these galactic Blu-ray Council wants to talk about here.
Just doing a bit of drumming, Dave, while you're doing it. I just feel like it.
Okay. So the unity consciousness, there's a unity, it's like a drive in the heart chakra. Everybody has it, but some are very low and depleted on it. And when you increase the unity levels of light consciousness inside of people's heart chakras, it's going to guide them into more peace, more wanting to assist instead of in a more of a unilateral way. And so with the higher councils of light and the earth ambassadors, and the galactic councils, let us intend to connect to the unity centers of the heart chakras of those in the awakening and boost up their unity consciousness levels in all timelines, dimensions, realities, and parallels, all universes. Now, those who are connected to suffering and who are going through difficult times, it literally is a cord that is attracting more undesirable outcomes. So even those who are watching right now, what we are going to do is we're going to replace that cord of suffering with divine teams, alignment, trust in the universe, trust in the universe, providing for trust in miracles, trust in the golden era. And so now we're going to be releasing suffering cords and replacing them with trust, divine trust, a cosmic alignment of light coming through now. And what are you getting, Phil?
I've got a new protection that anyone watching can try.
Okay.
From the Emerald Order. Shall I do it? Shall I go for it?
Yeah.
Right. It reminds me of something in Guardians of the Galaxy where they go over a spaceship in gold ships. But this is geometric gold shapes from the Emerald Order. They got codes in, so they go into the auric field and they go around, and it's basically protection, because I believe that we are getting targeted a lot at the moment because they've lost the power, so they're trying to get it while it can. So I'm sending these geometric shapes, they're like octagonal shapes, and overlapping the auric field and not letting anything darken. So just accept it if you want, if you think it's good for you. And I'm sending codes from the Emerald Order's flame into them to protect you.
Nice. Now let's go ahead from a higher self collective. I'm going to talk to Rima here quickly, who is the mother of light, the guardian of the higher self realm. And I'm going to connect to her heart and ask her for all of those awakened from the higher self level, if she could add these Emerald Order codes and protections to all those who are awakening as well. Those who are asleep, sorry, but when you awake, we'll connect the timelines for the protection as well. So I'll just ask her, Mother of Light. We'll just bring it to all. We'll protect all. We'll bring all protections through the higher selves to everybody, even to those who are asleep. Yes, for those who have chosen God at some point in time, is not to protect those who are choosing the anti-God, the you know, Lucifer, well, Satan, whatever you want to call it.
The away team.
Yeah.
The competition.
They don't get the protections. Only when they choose God do they get the protections. So that will be the sacred covenant.
You should feel this going in your auric field now, aura field, and it's going like sandwiching over and over and over until your aura field is like it's got like an upgrade basically. You know, I can, you know, that new video I've done, I can hear it in my head.
Yeah.
I don't have to play it anymore.
Okay. All right. So then that would be more like bad habits, preferences of bonding to attraction of darkness, relationships, partners, experiences, bonding to lower than love, family, friends, those that are energies that are undesirable in New Earth. And so those who agree, we're working with the galactic councils now to sever these bonds, call back your power, your true power, your divine light, and separate the cording and the bonding to the experiences and family and friends relationships that are negative, that are not serving love, that are serving self or against self, or that are manipulating. Just we are bringing in bonds of love from the higher councils is really getting illuminated right now. It will run through all of your soul contracts right now, dissolving old 3D contracts and coming into the 5D contracts, because we can do this because we're working with the higher self collective. And this is done through higher self, which then goes to subconscious, which holds the contracts, which then carries the vibration of what you'll experience. And so this is just dissolving that so that the higher love contracts will come in and the bonds of polarity will be released. And I'm just going to ask the angels to heal all heart wounds related to these bonds that are negative, and just return everybody's light back, calling everybody's purity back through full forgiveness as well. Surprise. So the Andromedan Alliance is here. No surprise. Most people have a hard time connecting with them because they're in universal harmonic frequency 3. They're in outside of polarity, super high frequency. So they're streaming energy through the crown, through the third eye. They're really aligning the higher harmonic frequencies right now, the higher universal structures. But they want to be channeled. So I'm just connecting to see what it is.
Now, these are the ones I connect to a lot, don't they?
Yeah. They always are so complicated with these Andromedans. So now they're talking about like these higher love waves, their frequencies that go within. And so they're placing them in our auric field to lift up, to pull us up, to pull everybody up in the higher love wave frequency structures of divinity.
I'm being given something else. It's like a game of squash.
Okay.
Sending in Sending in the emerald flame into everyone's micro chakras to vibrate at an higher frequency to repair and take out the trauma in every cell. There you go. I've never done that before. So,
That's
are we
great.
game? Are we going for it?
Well, you know what? Why don't we just like open up the crossover moment right now? Let's just go right ahead and go to the Ascension. I'm just kidding.
Let's take everyone there.
All right. So galactic councils, I know we have to. There's there is something to be cleared in celestial. Something so it's like the interference of celestial alignments in our star consciousness now. Waves of the higher harmonics are coming in to clear out interference energies out of the universal consciousness, which is going to create better channels for many to receive more guidance, more clear alignments, higher frequencies. This something has happened around Jupiter with the Earth Alliance. And there are some on Earth who have been having meetings. They keep demanding, they keep wanting more, they keep and let me see what this is all about. Just going in. Oh, it's a government Stargate program. It's a government negotiations. This is where they've been getting a lot of their higher intelligence from, because it's literally a negotiation surrender between those who have been connected to politicians or controlling forces, and so they've been releasing sort of like prisoners, star children, the tunnel networks, in exchange for resources, some knowledge. So it's been a secret op order that's been kind of going on in Jupiter for some reason, and so I'm just going to ask why the heck this is even coming up.
Yeah, by the way, I'm still sending the emerald flame out while you're doing that.
Okay. So the Jupitertonians, or whatever the correct name is of it, and the Earth Alliance have been working at releasing slavery consciousness. So the children in the tunnels, the entitlement of the elite of controlling humanity, in enslavement consciousness, and so release has been a top priority for them. So they need Earth ambassadors to assist to fully dissolve this within the collective shadow. That's why this is bringing it into our awareness. They've been working on this, and so I'm actually going to connect to the Earth Alliance, the Jupiter councils, the higher councils who have been working on this contract, because it's going to bring in more unity and sort of like a final dissolvement of like a fear modality, being imprisoned, being enslaved, being taken advantage of, being bought, being sold, being trafficked, all these different things, prisoners of war, all these different things in slavery, consciousness, the humans, the mind control, all these different things that are connected to it. So when I connect to them, to the universal councils, I ask them about this. Oh. This is so strange. Okay, so this is what they're saying. What we must do is just bring in the divine light to clear out the tunnel systems, because there's soul fragmentation from these trafficking of these children and these tunnel systems that power up. It's like echoes of crying souls that power up these grid systems of slavery, trafficking, and is that your phone going off? Can you turn it off?
I think that's the Emerald Order.
It's like, okay.
They can't get me normal.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to call in all the angels to flood through the tunnels, to pull up any soul fragments, to clear the emotional shock values, to heal the hearts of all of the trafficking and all of the enslavement. And we're going to cross that over to prisoners of war, imprisonment, slavery, trading, selling in all areas. Because what it does is it ends up, the energies of it go into the grid systems, and then that empowers and attracts these entities to feed off of this, which then they want more, so then they connect to the traffickers to get greed going within them, so that they have sell more people and create more slaves. And so what we got to do is we got to release it all, clear the binds, and bring in complete forgiveness fields. I'm just going to we'll just work with all the teams right now to take care of this. And this will really help out the universal councils to release this out of the human heart and the grid systems. And it'll go through the tunnel systems. Rainbow light is coming in, the divine light is coming in, the dragon orders are coming in. Now they're going to eat all the entities. They're going to eat all the entities that are related to the sex trafficking, to the trade. They're going to release the cording, the abuse patterns, the vibrational fields. They're going to bring in higher love octaves that we have been doing. We're going to retrieve all the soul fragments, and they're going to heal Gaia's grid systems. And so we're going to evolve the grid systems to not have these codes inside of Earth's grid systems, so they can't be anchors, so they can't be fueled, so they won't attract entities. And then you fix the light and the energy, and the rest will work out. Let me just go back.
David, Kalimar said she'll assist any dark entities, because there'll be some real dark stuff in that.
Well, of course, yeah. So we'll call in all like the powerhouses, Shiva, Kali Ma, all of the great gods who vanquish density, all of the great highest order of dragons that vanquish density, and the highest orders of love, to appoint the teams to fully clear and release this, heal it, and remove the entities. Go back up to the Jupiter councils and the universal councils and see if got to heal the consciousness now inside of all those who are trafficked across timelines, from the beginning to the last, in all timelines. Fully heal these wounds, fully release it out of the collective. Now I'm seeing just waves of divine light going over the earth, just cleansing, almost like an ocean of white light, of divine light that is running through every grid, running through every tunnel, running through every atom, every molecule, every breath, all the oceans, all of the life, plant life, just cleansing memories, nightmares, all of these things. It's just a full-on storm, not storm, cleansing.
Yeah, the ground needs cleansing as well, doesn't it? It's got the memories.
Yeah.
The green emerald dragons could do that.
So this also has existed on Mars and some other planets, and so we're just going to extend this healing across all of the planets that have been affected, and even Earth parallels the same healing exactly. So we're just going to expand the teams of light and the higher harmonics to include all of that. And you guessed it, Orion.
I was thinking about Orion. I
Yeah.
thought, no, we won't do Orion. Can we just blow Orion up? It'd be nicer.
Eventually, that's going to happen with everything before it shifts, or after it shifts, right after.
Do you know Orion once was a good planet? It was really good.
Yeah, you know,
Changed.
they've been kind of going through their whole shifts as well. Like, okay, so let me go back up to the Jupiter councils and huge dragon energies are coming in. Oh. Okay. I never even thought of that. I don't know if you remember, but like that fallen prime was reconnected way back when, but he still has these dark chords into the planets when he was creating. So like it's like a god, like a prime that has dark chords, and so the dragons are going in and removing his chords out now of all the planets, and so that makes a lot of sense. Actually, it's like chording on a whole other level. Right. All right. So I think that's why we got together. So thanks everybody for watching and assisting. Just make sure if there's anything else. So we're just going to call in the highest orders of light to continue to fully to assist until everything is completely cleared, released, and the love anchored in, the bonding removed to the dark, and the higher wavelengths and the higher love frequencies to come through. And the complete releasement of the slavery consciousness that we healed, released in the divine teams. Behalf of the Earth Ambassador Councils is to complete this with our authority, with our word, with our intention, so that for the betterment, for the highest love, for everybody to shift into love and peace on Earth.
I want to play this. So.
Yeah.
Any excuse, yeah, to ground everyone, because that was a lot of vibration there.
Yeah, what they're showing me, they've literally, this has literally caused like the shadow of this whole universal structure, and it's just they've just pulled it away, and it's like this like slingshot that keeps making people to make these decisions of polarity, because of the wounding with this within them, because of the entities that it attracted, all these different things that fuel the perpetual loops. Just got this whole place like Earth, not just Earth, but the universal shadow, and they were just lifting it up into the light. It's like a reflection of the collective consciousness of this universal structure that's related and connected to that kind of polarity just got pulled right out so that people can start making different choices without being influenced by this deception and darkness.
And the voices.
Yeah, right.
And stuff like that.
The voices. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of
What a
people
message.
struggle that. Anybody who's struggling with voices that are undesirable, I would highly recommend to not focus on it and just know it's an illusion and a deception, and but also to breathe in love into your heart and then exhale love into your mind, into your neural network, clear out anything that is trying to come into your thought universe, your mind universe, and just send love totally blitzing out, and then clear out clear out the cording of it all as well, because there's these,
What you could do is send that love to the sender, and that's it. Return to sender the energy of it with love.
yeah.
So
And then don't give any power. Don't give any power to
yeah,
voices in the head. Like don't
yeah.
just think of them as an illusion. Don't give any time to it, because it will literally create psychosis, and it's a very dangerous manipulation that the density beings play to basically trap you in your own mind.
I used to get them as a child. If I went over a bridge with someone coming the other way, I used to get voices to throw them off the bridge. That's how bad my voices were. But
Well,
I was targeted.
that's
I then understood and thought, hold on, it's a different part of my brain. It's not my normal thinking brain, and it's not my normal spiritual brain. It's another part. That's not mine. So
it's not, it's a hijack system, unfortunately. Like
yeah,
there's very dark ETs that have like a different level of quantum computer and technology where they can literally like plug into the universe of the mind that we share. And the reasoning behind it is because they want people to feel shameful. They want people to feel like they're disgusting and that they're gross and they are not worthy, and that they can't live with them, and all these different things. And it's not even you. It's just because when that happens, then that invites in the lower constructs to thrive, the energies of density to thrive, and it stops people from coming into their god power and everything. And
mm.
it's just a tragedy of the polarity structure. And it's a great thing that we take a minute to talk about it, because you do not take any ownerships that is not of love that's coming from into your mind, because we're evolving back into love, and until we do, we have to come back into our god power and realize that in a polarity construct, any thoughts that are not of love coming into our mind are not ours. It's an infiltration from beings
I,
that want to enslave humanity.
I've got a prime example. Has anyone out there gone to the shop, bought a bar of chocolate, and not wondered why they bought it and ate the lot? It's a combination of that machine and your body's parasites that are pushing a low vibration, and then you go into that lower vibration, and then you feed your parasites and you feed. Well, yeah, you get what I mean.
Are you
Yeah.
telling me that we can't eat chocolate?
We can, but sometimes I'm giving a simple idea. Sometimes these you don't really want it. You don't really want it that time. But it is the parasites of the body, the non-spiritual part, the spiritual parasite, the dark ones, and also this computer that is making you go into that density of eating loads of chocolate, feeding the parasites, and then creating illness. Yeah. That's what I believe anyway. I do believe that. Is
Yeah.
how many times have you done something and you're thinking, I didn't really want to do that. Why did I do it? And it's because it's the vibrations pushing you to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can have the chocolate if you want
Well, I'm kind of feeling guilty because yesterday I went into the gas station, and like Ferrero Rocher, or I think that's what it's called, and they had like these like little circle
it.
chocolates and stuff. I used to eat those at Christmas, like, and I used to love them. Like my mom would always buy them around Christmas, and I love these things. Well, they made a chocolate bar now that in the same kind of like chocolate that they made these little circles that I loved, and like I don't buy much chocolate bars, but I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. That was yesterday.
I deliberately buy it and just have one piece, but I found out that my oldest son, will eat the lot if I don't eat it. So I'm in a competition there. What do I do? Do I prove to myself I can't eat the whole lot in one go, or get it eaten by someone else?
Maybe just split it. Just split it. Give him. But yeah, I don't think everything like is meant like to be against us and stuff like that. But like definitely like
The
if
best
anything,
way
it's not making you
is
feel good.
the best way is when you get a thought, spend a bit of time on that thought. Think about it. Is that my thought? Is it correct thought? Actually study your own thoughts. That's how that's how I realized I was getting attacked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I also like it's so important to start talking to your heart, and because all your guide teams, your angelic councils, and everything's inside the heart, and just go in and ask them questions with your heart and receive the information that way. Because like I know it's not super easy. A lot of people are like, well, how do I do all of this channeling and stuff? And I mean, it's like a long process. Like you got to really do your clearing first and clear all your junky energy out, and then you shine brighter and you connect with higher teams. And but nobody is like punished, and so everybody has the gift to connect into their heart and connect to the teams. Even if you have polarity, it's like if you look at me and Phil as prime examples of making a lot of mistakes when we were younger, and releasing all of that and coming into our light, it goes to show you that anybody can do it. Everybody's worthy.
I was going to say I didn't think they were mistakes at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of funny when you think about it, but like most of the star seeds have come in and they've had to grow up in some of the hardest like family environments, ranging from poverty to abuse. And it's because we are meant to heal the ancestral lines and to bring the light to where the darkness was. And so that when as we get older we realize all of the conditioning and all of the belief systems and the controlling energies that were just taking us out of our heart and out of our and that's why we're here to shift the planet. And so it may
Yeah,
seem like a lot of people have tough childhoods and stuff like that, but that's because it's making you into warriors.
I was going to say a lot of star seeds. First life is here. It's hard enough for that, and then they've got a very difficult family.
But just to make it worse, we are going to create a lot of entities who are going to pretend to be friends.
Yeah.
No. You know, I when I was a kid, and this is a true story. There was, and I was like 5. I started having these dreams at 5, and there was this clown, and this clown would always come and strangle, and I would see myself sleeping, like on my bed or wherever I fell asleep. If I fell asleep on the couch, I'd see myself sleeping on the couch, and then this evil little clown would come in and just start choking me and like trying to kill me in my dream, and then I like wake up and a gasping of breath, and this went on for like 5 years, and it's because in somewhere in out there is some master entity that is aware of the threat that like really strong souls, and they try to take them out when they're kids. Like that's how disgusting this polarity structure was. And that, you know,
I was attacked by demons for years until I found a way of cutting the head off, and then I didn't get attacked as often.
well, for me it took me, I was about 10, and I just said, because
Yeah.
when I would wake up I would be frozen, and I would be in this like like this like I couldn't move, and
Your spirit was out your body, wasn't it, to
it
do that?
probably
Yeah.
like, so I was in
Yeah.
paralysis. I'd wake up and this thing would be choking me and I would see it and I couldn't do anything. And then finally I just sat on my couch one day and I'm just like, look, like I'm 10 years old, I'm not telling anybody this, and it's the same clown, it's the same entity for like 5 years choking me in my sleep at least 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm literally like, it was hard for me to catch my breath in some of these situations. Like it took all of me to like stay alive basically. And then finally, like I just said, yeah, I'm gonna break out of the paralysis. I'm gonna break out of the paralysis. I'm gonna go after this freaking demon or whatever this clown is, right? And I'm gonna get him. And then so like I'm like, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I can do it. And then so this one time I went to the last time that this thing bothered me, I was in paralysis again, and here it comes again, like with his hands out, gonna choke me. And I broke out of the paralysis and I went running after him, and it just took off and like faster than anything, never came back again. And then it was about 5 years ago when I'm like, I'm not going to let him get away with that. I'm going to go back to that time and I'm going to get that little bastard and stick him right into the sun and transmute him.
Yeah, what happened to me? I was attacked, but I found out that I used to get attacked when I was asleep. So I found out that I needed something in the room to wake me up, and I put a little alarm back in my head that checked the energies, like a little tech that I put, and it used to wake me up. But it wake me up, and eventually, yeah, after about 4 years, I could slay them then, and they stopped. I used to then chase them, but it was quite handy them coming to me for a year or two. But in the end, they realised that I'd woken up to how I could get rid of them. And what we all got to believe, we are more powerful than them.
Oh, way more.
It's only
Yeah.
fear, and it's the fear of the unknown. If you don't fear death and you don't fear the unknown, then you're more powerful than them. Easily more powerful than them. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and it's just been like that's why like what we did today is so important too, because it's like it's adults who are affected by demons who are doing sex trafficking,
mm,
and so I had no idea that these soul fragments, like particles of these souls, because they have been rescued like out of these tunnel systems and everything, but the cries, the screams, the sadness, the depression, and I felt it, and it's just sad. It's complete sadness, and it's
mm,
horrible, and it's like a residue that was feeding the grid systems that track these entities to want more of that energy, and so they go back to these trafficker people, and they connect into their heart, and they're like want more, and they give them dark thoughts, and so you see how like this polarity gets really ugly, and people are so heavily influenced, and so it was nice to see that the Jupiter councils have been working with certain governments behind the negative ET's backs to slowly get rid of this slavery consciousness on Earth. And so what that tells me is that we've had physical presence from the US government to go into these inner earth tunnel systems, maybe super soldiers, that kind of stuff has been happening to get rid of the sex trade and these child trafficking things that have been going on. Um, and likely a lot of that stays out of the public view, but clearly I saw it very clearly when I was connecting in the Jupiter councils that this is going on. And as the light workers, so like the good U.S. The good U.S. soldiers and political figures that are the white hats, if you want to call them, have been doing really good that way. But as the light workers, we got to deal with the consciousness side, and clearly, we had to go in and heal and clear the soul fragments, release the grid systems, and then what we just did today. So it was pretty special, in my opinion,
mm,
because what we want is to create a system where entities can't feed off so that people don't get into that slavery mentality or that greed or that corruption where anybody would be bought or sold or controlled in that way.
mm. We didn't blow up Orion though. Yeah.
Well, I know it's a dream of yours, but then you're going to karmically entangle with them, and then you're going to have to go over and save Orion next.
I know.
Yeah, so it's
Mm,
better that we just cross-healed the consciousness of Orion, and then
mm.
Mars as well, and there was a few others actually.
Yeah, we didn't really do a lot with Orion because I think it's too dangerous on our life, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's just best. There are a lot of good Orions out there, and through
mm,
collective and unity, we are reaching out and assisting them. consciously, as well as the Mars consciousness and stuff, because we become really powerful as a collective. Actually, the most powerful collective in eternity is here. Like, we're not just anybody, we're literally the most powerful people in all systems and all universes and all time that have come together. And sometimes it's hard to like think that we're just these, because we're just these silly humans having this like, are all these things that we're doing even real? But I can tell you through visits of many ships, many galactics, many angels, and even ones that come on our missions, like the Jupiter Alliance, even today coming in. I've never connected to them before. I've never not once realized that there's this secret thing going on with the Jupiters, the Pleiadians, and the Arcturians, and so there's this secret alliance that's been going on, and they've kind of kept it disclosed because likely there was missions to clear out the tunnels and do these different things with the U.S. government, and so I'm pretty impressed that that's been going on, and yeah, we're powerful enough to deal with the consciousness stuff because we're the most powerful team all in one place at the same time to like completely ascend polarity back into this the love-based construct. So yeah, of course we're here and we can extend our healing to Orion and Mars because we're the most powerful being, and it's not an ego thing whatsoever. It was something that we've decided, because otherwise there's going to be 8 billion souls that would be stuck in eternal darkness, and there's no way that we would ever let that happen.
We just didn't read the small print when we signed.
Well, it's because they put it into like very small dots, and there were so many of them, and it would take forever to go through that.
I think when I signed it, it was on the other side. I should have read both sides.
Well,
I actually remember signing up. Not bad, eh? With energy. You have to do your chi energy.
Yeah. No, it's been no. It was not simple. I remember thinking, "Oh, this is easy," like years and years and years ago, and then it was the hardest thing that I ever went through. And I'm like, I never want to repeat this life again. I just want to like complete it, and everything ascend, and that's it. I don't want to come back to polarity constructs.
Well, they say that you don't have revenge or payback. That's why I'm here. Payback.
Yeah.
I can't help you. You can't. We all choose. So.
I had this past life that I had to heal the other day, and it was so difficult. I have a feeling you were there because I felt like it was like the eventuality of like the old Atlantis and the Pleiades when that imploded on Universal Harmonic 2 and got flushed into 1. Because here I am as a Pleiadian on 2, and we kept upgrading like with technology to take the advantage of like the fallen ETs and everything, and because they kept destroying and taking over planets and everything, and so we were trying to one up them, and it was crazy what I saw, man. Like I'm talking like the craziest starship battles ever, like where you'd warp and it almost like you would freeze right above the enemy ship, boop 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 boop, boop, like take out all like of their shields, their defenses, almost like destroy the ship within a half a millisecond, and you're warped out, and they're just like blowing up, and like what just happened. But no matter how many ships we took out, no matter how we were able to rearrange atoms and just like completely like it would just turn everything into nothing. And so there's a lot to heal in that timeline, but no matter what we did, they still kept taking over planets. They still kept destroying shit. Like, and it was just like, it was never ending. It was this never ending war. It was the craziest.
I remember one of the lives where I was suited up in like metal armor, and we were walking in the field, 3 of us, and I got shot here, and I went 20 yards back, and I could feel all the air coming out of my mouth, and that's where I've got a mole, and that's the death sign. But it was so real what I saw, and I'm thinking this happened, and another. But the worst death was when my family were on. Is it Malek got destroyed? The planet got destroyed. My family were on there, and we could connect planet away. We could check. We could be 50,000 miles away, and we could connect with our minds. And all of a sudden, when the planet went, everything went, all the connection went, and I still remember that the aura that my family must have died because I've got no spiritual connection. I can't speak to him in my mind, and that's when I charged Orion and I got killed then. So that was the payback. It's that feeling I had then that everything just went blank. All the connections to all my siblings, all the brothers, everything just went zero
Well,
because I was off planet. I
that's
was
what
off planet.
happened. Like we kind of got sucked into like because we were cared so much about life and everybody, and it was all being taken, and so we basically gave part of ourselves into the same energies that we were fighting against, and so that we kept. That's what I had to heal basically. Like every time I was upgrading, every time I was destroying, every time I was doing this, I was taking a piece of my heart away, my connection to the divine, and eventually all I cared was defeating these things, and you know and I think that that kind of carries over into this life a little bit too.
I know. If I ever meet the enemy, I always like to be friends with them.
Well, I don't know if I believe that, because I did ask you on the Everything Golden podcast if you were going to create peace with Orion, what would you do? And you said you'd bring a sword. That is not what you do to friends.
That was a peace sword. It was a piece. I wanted to
Yeah, it was a piece of action.
yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know what? It's we're coming back to love, and what we did today is just is kind of a beautiful thing to help. So
And it's an hour.
yeah, okay, all right, get back to work. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
I'm going to my healing centre now, so I do voluntary healing. So that's where I'm going now. I'm not sure if I was on live here on my channels. I tried to link it, but if I'm not, I'll probably video yours and stick it on my YouTube. And
Yeah.
what was my YouTube again?
It's Phil's YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe. It's right at the bottom there. And as soon as we're done, I'm going to put the link up. We need to get him to 1 million subscribers. That is the goal. So share it out.
Don't have to be dark to do that because I haven't got the algorithms of the of this earth. So.
Well, let's just set the intention and invite the teams of light to take care of the rest. But before I die, you'll be at 1 million YouTube subscribers. It's one of my missions.
How old you be? 600.
Maybe 60. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
With you,
right.
of course. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, David. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Thank you, everybody.
Take lots of water.